You know those things called study guides? You know, the things that the teachers and professors put together for you specifically so you have an idea of what to study for an upcoming test, or you know, you can like do well and pass the class? Or do you remember it as a piece of homework that wasn't actually graded, so technically it actually wasn't homework, so it didn't matter if you did it or not, so you didn't do it, and then the test came and you're like, damn, probably should have done the study guide. Well, this is your study guide for tires so you don't mess it up the next time you have to get a set of tires for your car, all right? What is going on, everyone? Joe's from Fitment Industries, and today we're gonna be going over some of the things that you should probably know before you go ahead and buy your next set of tires. Before we go ahead and get into today's video, don't forget to subscribe if you're new, or maybe you've been hanging around for a while and kind of hiding in the shadows and haven't subscribed yet. All right, I see you, Travis. Whoever's name's Travis, we're gonna freak out a little bit. Other than that, of course, you know, we have to say it, wheels, tires, and suspension. Fitmentindustries.com is kind of the whole thing we do. Oh God. Real quick too, I almost forgot, we got a giveaway going on with Rotiform wheels. That's right, Rotiform wheels. We're gonna be giving away a free set of Rotiform wheels to one of you guys. We just launched some absolutely killer apparel. We got white t-shirts, we got gray t-shirts, we got like sun hats too. I don't know, they're awesome. You can go check it out, fitmentindustries.com. We'll also be making a donation as well to Feeding America with some of the proceeds from each of the apparel. But every $5 earns you an entry into win, so multiple ways to win. That's it. Let's get on with the video. Anyway, let's get started with the first thing you really need to know when getting into a new set of tires for your car, which is understanding the different types of tires that are available to you. When you start browsing around for a new set of tires, you will get hit with an absolute ton of different brands, different models, and submodels even of tires, and it's easy to get a little lost and confused. It's also really easy just to go and look for either the cheapest option or maybe the most aggressive tire because that's what all the cool kids run. But that can be where you fall into a little bit of a trap and get into a little bit of trouble because every type of tire serves its own purpose, and they are categorized into different categories depending on the things such as compound type, speed rating, tread wear, just to name a few. You have tires that are good for economy, while on the other hand, you have tires that are meant strictly for performance driving. You have tires that are labeled for all season, and then tires that are meant strictly for winter. You're going to need to know what you can expect out of a set of tires that you're picking out. All-season tires are some of the more popular types as they are a very general tire. They're made for both dry and wet conditions throughout most of the months and are capable of handling light snow and ice. However, in northern states like, you know, good old Wisconsin, all seasons can get you by, but nothing beats a good set of winter tires for heavy snow during the winter months. Winter tires, as the name would suggest, are meant to be run during those kind of conditions only and are meant to be swapped out during the warmer and drier weather. Now, like I said earlier, it's really easy to get caught up in going out and looking for the most aggressive, sticky set of tires you can get your hands on because it looks cool, right? We like to drive our cars, grip is important, you know, our 888Rs look kind of cool, but they might not be the best tire setup for your daily driver, I'm sorry to say it. Running something like an ultra high performance tire on an everyday vehicle can get a little sketchy when you get caught in some not so perfect weather. Not to mention, some of them can get a little loud at highway speeds, which if, you know, we're on a track, which they were designed for, and your car is like caged and the interior is ripped and you're wearing a helmet and the exhaust is like coming out right in front of you, you ain't gonna care anyway. But when you're trying to listen to your favorite podcast or blast the Teriyaki Boys going down the highway, it can get a little bit annoying. But hey, it's a personal preference. Who am I to tell you what to do? I'm just letting you know that some things to keep in mind when you're looking at buying tires. This also leads us into our next tip of the day for tip number 2, and that is to pay attention to the wear ratings of your tires. This is especially important when it comes to high performance or ultra high performance tires. Compared to economy or all season tires, ultra high performance or high performance tires are going to wear out faster. That's just how it works. With more grip and more traction means more friction, and when there's more frictions, it causes wear. When looking at tread wear number, the higher the number, the longer it's going to take for them to wear down, and usually that ranges from around 400 down to 100. And like I said, when you're getting into your ultra high performance track tires, your tread wear is going to be sitting pretty damn low, down near around that 200 or less. Just another thing to keep in mind so you don't spend a good chunk of money on some tires then you're wondering why they wore out so fast, and then you're having to spend another, you know, good chunk of cash on another set of tires. Again, not saying that there's a flaw in the tires by any means or that you shouldn't do it if you really want to. It's just, you know, they were designed for a certain purpose, and you're not going to use them for that purpose Just something to be expected. Tip number 3 is a huge one, definitely one that you're not gonna wanna mess up, especially when it comes down to your fitment, and that is understanding your tire size and understanding what an aspect ratio is. One of the worst things to happen when you get a new set of tires, maybe get a wheel and tire package even, is to have the tires show up and just be completely disappointed because they're either just big old balloon tires or they're just tiny rubber bands. Our best suggestion for getting your tire size right would be to use our gallery over at fitmentindustries.com. There you can see firsthand what a certain tire size is going to look like on practically any size wheel. With as of right now, 30,000 cars sitting in the gallery, I can guarantee that you can find what you're looking for. Visual reference is your best bet. That's why we have the gallery. That's why it's such a fantastic tool. One part about tire sizing that a lot of people can get wrong, or maybe just don't understand all that well, and it can actually make a huge difference in how your tire looks on your wheel, is the aspect ratio of the tire. Now, the aspect ratio is going to play a factor into the height of your sidewall. However, a lot of people think that that's the actual measurement of the height of your sidewall, and that's incorrect. A 275/35, for example, is going to have a taller sidewall than a 255/35. Reason being is that the aspect ratio means that the sidewall height is a ratio compared to the width of the tire, meaning 35% of 250 millimeters is going to be smaller than 35% of 275. So this can really make a difference when it comes to appearance, when it comes to performance, and the overall feel of your tires. Now again, use the gallery to double check. We'll make sure to put a link down in the description below, or we'll put like a little card thingy like right up here. Tip number 4 could potentially save you some money, or at least a dash light being on all the time, and that is to know whether or not if you need TPMS sensors on your car. Since 2008 in the United States, all vehicles are required to have some form of TPMS or tire pressure monitoring system installed from the factory. Now, the important part here is that there are 2 types of TPMS systems that are out there. The first type is the one that you're probably pretty familiar with, and that is direct TPMS. This is a system that is going to require you to purchase a new set of TPMS sensors with tires or wheel and tire package. They're integrated into the valve stem of the wheel, and they send live data to the vehicle's TPMS system. It is recommended that you replace your TPMS sensors every time you get a new set of tires. Now, on the other hand, there is another type of system known as indirect TPMS. Now, indirect TPMS doesn't actually use sensors like direct TPMS does. Instead, indirect uses the ABS system in your car, specifically the wheel speed sensors, to indicate whether or not you have low tire pressure, since when your tire pressure is low on a wheel, it's going to roll at a different speed compared to a fully inflated tire. Long story short, what this means is that you're not going to need to purchase new TPMS sensors when you get new tires or wheel tire package if you have indirect TPMS, which could save you about $100 or so. So definitely check in your manual or do a quick Google search to determine whether or not you need to purchase a new set of sensors or not. So there you have it. Those are our tips of what you should look out for and keep in mind when you're looking for a new tire setup for your car, if you're looking for a new wheel and tire package and you're wondering what kind of tires you should go with. So hopefully this helps you out and keeps you from making some big mistakes when picking out tires for your car. And don't forget, of course, wheel, tire, suspension, fitmentindustries.com. Go check out the gallery. It helps a ton with a lot of these questions. I'm Gels from Fitment Industries. We will see you later. Peace.